My mother was one of 7 children. Needless to say, with 6 aunts and uncles, I have a lot of cousins. Most of my aunts and uncles live close by. One in particular lived in the next town and was less than 5 minutes from my house. That was my Uncle Rob, my aunt, and my 3 cousins. My Uncle Rob was very much a part of my life for as long as I can remember. Not a week would go by when my uncle wasn't over at my house. With that being said, not having him around at such a young age was not something that I thought I would ever have to experience. One day in history took my uncle from my life so suddenly and forever.
Yeah, now remember, oh my God.
That looks like a second plane. Has just hit.
See a plane go.
So maybe there's a God above, but all I ever learned from love is how to say.
I think it's safe to say no one in my family expected that the morning of September 11th, 2001 would be the last day we would ever hear or see from my Uncle Rob. With the tragic devastation of his loss, a void was left in our family. My aunt and my 3 cousins, who I used to spend so much time with, started to drift away from our family. Where I felt I needed their company to keep my uncle alive, they must have felt something different. I could only guess that my aunt and cousins wanted to take a step back and didn't want to dwell on the loss of my uncle. I guess being around me and my family made it harder for them to accept this reality. While my aunt distanced herself, the rest of my family handled the loss differently. We chose to keep my Uncle Rob's memory alive in any way that we could. In his memory, my mom's cousins had a bench placed on our local beach's boardwalk. A 9/11 memorial was built at the high school he graduated from in his memory. I believe this helped my family and me. For me, it was something tangible to remind me of my uncle. Although this is still a hard day for me, my family has a positive outlook on this tragedy. Every 9/11, my family and I get up very early and start the day at a 9/11 service at Point Lookout Beach. It's a place where I felt a connection to my Uncle Rob because I know how much he loves the beach. Then we would go back to my Nana's and watch TV until my uncle's name was read. Later in the evening, we attend a 9/11 candlelight ceremony at his high school memorial. These services help me continue to live with the day. The events of 9/11 have impacted my life greatly. Because I'm away at school and not with my family, the day is always a challenge for me. I know that at home my family continues to keep his memory alive. What I was not able to wrap my head around was how it affected my family dynamics. Not only did I lose an uncle, but for years I lost a whole family. The years have passed and the loss of my Uncle Rob is still on my mind. The loss of the rest of my family has also passed. They are now a part of our family. I guess they had to deal with it in their own way, and I have since come to learn that. The events of 9/11, and in particular the loss of my uncle, taught me something at a very early age. That things that make you happy don't last forever. That people that you know and love don't live forever. That people change when bad things happen. That people deal with tragedy in different ways. At 8 years old, I learned all of this.